Okay, so roll call. I think we're just missing Mike Enders. I think Fred, are you still on the phone? Fred got it. Okay, so Fred's not. Yes, because Charles is still on the phone. Okay, so we have a quorum with Matt Tennell, Charles Wallace, and Maurice Cobb. Of course, Maurice being our newest member, so welcome. We'll do that officially on this agenda or this meeting minutes also. And Mike Enders, who I believe will be at our next meeting but couldn't make this meeting, also appointed to this board. And Maurice, if it wasn't apparent earlier, you are on both boards. As Terry left, Terry and John Fabian are the two members on Land Bank who are just on Land Bank, and then the entire Redevelopment Authority is the rest of the Land Bank, just by resolution, rather how the county established it. All right, no one's here. Public participation, minutes, same as Land Bank. Those we'll take a look at those minutes for February and March's and our April meeting. Don't believe we need an executive session. Financial review. Tim, as I'm pulling this up, we sent that out. We have 2 payment registers, January and February. Everybody's had a chance to take a look at those. There's 7,000 plus for KU Resources, which is EPA grant money. We have a $500,000 EPA project. Funds they provide us. KU Resources is our contractor for that, doing phase 1s and other environmental work around the county on a project by project basis. So those are dedicated dollars there. And that was on our January register. And then just over $1,900 KU Resources again on the February register. Maurice, again, for your benefit, checks are cut, signed, 2 signatures, go out the door, and then ratified by the board at the next meeting. So we've tried to strike a balance of keeping things moving, but also making sure the board sees every expenditure, including $25. The previous one that goes out the door. So on financials, again, we had our trial balances, which I have a much better understanding of since I met with Tim and Deb, but still we're working to move those so that they get into another position where we can really discern the financial status of the board. Are there any questions on those? If not, motion to approve the checks or ratify the checks and approve the financials.
I don't have any questions. I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay. Yeah. So moved by Charles, seconded by Maurice. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? So again, on this agenda, we have this resolution. And we've never had this come up before, the whole investment side of how we manage cash. Oftentimes, I've always, maybe wrongfully kind of think these things through as money kind of moves through into here. One, they're either guided by a policy of whoever gave us the money, feds, state, and how it can or can't be put into a bank account. And then also thinking through that the county has a policy. I'm not sure if the county has a policy or not. I don't know what the county does when they hold money and how they invest it. But I don't know that just blankets over us, that whatever they do with cash, that's something that is a policy that impacts the authority. Given that, I think just generally speaking, we should have a policy. It should just be in place. We have done resolutions in the past at times to open bank accounts, case by case. Certain state funds that could come in require a segregated account. Federal money, same way. You could have to have a whole different account. I know we've tried to be supportive of county banks or banks that have significant county footprints here, obviously creating jobs and being part of the community. At the same time, balancing that, we're trying to get the best, obviously the best rates and best, fees. But I do think it's worth the effort, since this has been raised, that we do put something in place that just indicates that if we do have excess funds, how are we, that could be hanging around for some period of time, how do we manage things? And just to provide guide rails. So I'd recommend we keep going down that path. We table this resolution, and then once we kind of get a policy we're comfortable with, then we join that with a resolution that allows essentially the executive director to manage according to that policy. Does that sound fair? Any other comments? Dan, it's been an issue you've been working on.
Yeah, I guess I would just say we're getting very little, not in this authority, not in this board, but it would be good to memorialize what's already done and then actually do it.
Yeah.
Because I can give third-party discussion with the finance director for budget that's getting 5.7% on his money 2 years ago and currently 4%. And he has one bank account, M&T, which is a public. And he uses every bank that can give him a competitive rate. And I think we should get to that point.
Yeah.
And there is money that, like you said, we can't earn interest on. I'm not even talking about it. I'm talking about the millions of dollars that we could be getting for them. So it might be good for Kayla or Latoya to work together for the same resolution.
I did just ask for
Yeah,
that,
so
so that we're
then-
not doing two separate.
Right.
Yeah, you don't need multiple
And
resolutions.
it may be as simple as a one sentence thing.
And also,
I
Dan,
don't want to overthink.
I would love, Dan, I would love if you could get any information out of the county on what are their parameters? Like, what does the county finance director do? What kind of investments they're able to do, not able to do, with dollars that are just county funds. FDIC, I mean, obviously they far exceed FDIC. Right?
Yeah, they're doing
So-
government. I can report
So
back to
are they doing
that.
treasuries? Are they doing where? Are they bond laddering? Are they what
They're
are
doing
their
clearing,
strategies?
they're doing banks, time deposits. When you have millions of dollars, you're right.
And if they have any written policies that have been put in place over time of just I don't know if there's a standard county, if there's county, within the county codes, if there are laws that just say what you can and can't do.
Well, they authorize them to
Dollars.
maximize the interest rate.
Yeah.
Commissioners. But
Sure.
his money's a little different.
Well, they get it all. They get large sums of it in one
He's
shot.
got- But a lot of that stuff's retirement stuff. It's not, right? He's not writing checks.
Well, that's
It's just-
So he doesn't touch the retirement stuff, that's retirement. board.
But they get huge amounts of money in at certain
He's
times.
using
not-
tax revenue, he's
Okay.
using our gaming, which we currently get, he's using our tourism, which we currently get, and he gives us the money that he's getting interest on. And then we're not even getting the same interest he is, and we have to spend it, but it's the same bank.
He's
So I
not
think-
writing any checks on it.
No, M&T does the swaps, that is correct.
I'm saying, though, that money, he doesn't have the grant awards that we do. We have to write checks off, everything that you said. I mean, I think that's part of the problem.
Yeah, and again,
But
it's
we don't
not,
know, like, at one point, everybody could submit invoices, we'd have to move the money back. You
That
know what
would
I'm
be a
saying? Like,
good-
you don't,
that is a good argument, except the
But-
balance hasn't gone below a certain amount in some accounts for 10 years, so there's nothing really to argue on that. But
that's
It's not really
that's
this
not who
board.
does.
yeah, it's
That's,
not.
that's not. You guys, We don't.
I'm fine to put a cash management policy in place. Gives you guys flexibility to work through these
Yeah.
issues, or how much money you think you have. I mean, that's kind of frankly what you're there for, right? That, manage that piece and just know from the authority's perspective, this is what is appropriate, like we think is fair or is safe and appropriate where you can go.
But we would like to move CDBG home mortgages. That's where it came, and we've never done that.
Oh,
But I think that,
maybe then there's bigger dollars that then you're actually looking at much larger dollars.
well, yeah, but
Good or
those
good,
are
yeah.
federal, so.
No, no, you can't do anything.
Still,
Right.
it would give this one some more administrative dollars every year. And things that she's doing with those two programs, could expense some of the legal fees out.
Yeah.
If they're related to the program.
All right, anything else on that? Don't take any action. Resolution on Handles Helping Hands Foundation.
Yes,
What do you want to say?
they contacted me, the Handles Helping Hands Foundation. That's Chris Franklin. He does a bunch of stuff in the community, X Mountain community, lower income communities all over Dawson County. I guess they had a LSA request in, application in through the state, and their pass-through was, and I know this is videotape, I'm just saying what I was told in email, that the city of Harrisburg Redevelopment Authority was the pass-through entity. And I won't get into what happened, but they weren't moving the process fast enough. That's what I was. So they want to cancel their request from the city of Harrisburg Redevelopment Authority and request it from us.
Just use this as their
That's the pass-through. I said, I would bring it up to the board. It is a 1% fee if the grant is awarded. So we would receive some dollars from that. And like I said, I'm not bad mouth to the city. I'm just saying what came through on the email, because it's a public setting. So I don't know what happened.
Yeah, that's fine. The applicants have the right to determine what pass-through they want to use. I don't, if someone doesn't use us, not offended. Whatever they're interested in. Again, Maurice, for your benefit, we're off the pass-through for some of these state programs where they require to have a governmental entity, sometimes Redevelopment Authority, could be Land Bank, IDA does some. And then it's always been our policy to charge a 1% fee. As part of that.
And what responsibility do we have? Just like oversight.
1%. Yeah. Yeah, it's not, I wouldn't say that you guys have significant tasks necessarily,
That's a little bit.
but
Deb and I.
but we do have, there is, I wouldn't say it's risk-free. Like, we have that.
Should process
Be mindful.
checks.
And most of these state programs, there's a lot of checks along the way on, most of our reimbursement programs. So you have to show, the applicant's really doing that work. They have to show, receipts and show they complied with every single provision and all those things before they get a dime.
And if there's any deficiencies, the state's coming to us because we're responsible.
They will come to us.
And is that where we're still capped? Each entity, like the IDA, can only do 10 million a year. Like, is that why they move them around or no?
No.
No.
We just
Yeah.
move around and try to balance.
So we can do all of them if
Yeah.
so choose.
We could, if it's an eligible entity. Some of them don't have, the redevelopment authority may not be an eligible
Yeah.
applicant.
So
So.
for some reason, the state don't have these programs that'll list who's eligible.
Right.
And it's sometimes it's a rhyme or reason. You don't know.
Yeah. I don't think
Redevelopment,
the-
someone forgot to write that in the
I
law.
don't think
or
the
they-
IDA is on this one. I think it's redevelopment authorities, land banks, something else. I don't think industrial development
Oh, no,
funds or
sorry. Yeah.
corporations are.
And they were created for different purposes. And so there is a reason. Sometimes it kind of gets lost in all the years. But, so the next two on the agenda are essentially that kind of thing.
Well, the next one is.
Right.
These are RACP, but same sort of thing. But so back on the Handles Helping Hands, so they've applied for 50,000, have not been awarded, but that is coming at some point in the state process
Yeah, we have to go.
through the
through
Commonwealth
process.
Financing Authority, and we're Or might
Did they have to wait on that until we approve the resolution?
We would approve the resolution first, and then that has to be submitted in order for the state to make them us a pass through.
Yeah, they're not eligible
They have
unless
to
that's
cancel
in
the
there.
city, they have to cancel the city's request and make us the entity.
Yeah. Any other questions? Is there a motion to approve the resolution for Handles Helping Hands?
I'm making a motion to approve the resolution for Handles Helping.
Is there a second, Charles?
I'll second, Charles, yeah.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Uh,
Aye. Any opposed? All right, that motion carries. And then Historic Holdings LLC.
This is a RACP request. The past entity, see 1% on the 1.6 million that has been awarded. We're just going through the requirements for the state, for the documentations that need to be submitted back to the state for compliance with the program. This is a cooperation agreement. I think Kayla drafted this. And then we're gonna need the opinion of council.
We did that, and they have it. Yeah. Do you
Yes,
wanna
it's-
tell them,
so-
no, you're good, I was gonna say, do you wanna tell them too what you and Deb found out that we used to in the past have to do the opinion of council cooperation agreement and host agreements for the county hosting it, and that would have to be approved by the commissioners. According to the powers that be for RACP, they've now, what is it, Deb? They make it a case by case? It is case by case, yes, case by case, so.
Well, you're always gonna need a cooperation
Yes.
agreement with the past entity, but not necessarily
The
the host.
Yeah.
With the commissioners, so they're not really involved.
Which is nice, because that was an added step that
yeah.
had to go to them, and it took a while.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with redevelopment capital assistance programs?
Yeah,
That's something you
yeah.
run through in
Yes,
this
yes,
account, yeah.
a decent bit, dealt with, Creative on that.
Yeah, so you know that, I mean, those are bigger grants and
We're a little
really
different.
competitive.
Creative charges like 6%,
Yeah,
but Creative's writing the application.
Yeah,
We don't have.
Yeah, they do all the-
Do they do it, right?
checks.
yeah, we get all the ones where they, either they're doing it themselves or they have a consultant already.
Yeah.
The ones who don't have that go to Creedic and get that full service component to it, which is staff and driven. As you know, these are essentially approved or authorized and invited to apply to get the dollars by the time they get to us. So as long as they do everything they're supposed to do, it should be good.
But if you guys could deny it, and then they would have to find another
Another
past
So we have to
entity.
find a different.
Or if they can't find one, not gonna receive the dollars. Because they don't allow for the dollars to be passed through without a municipal entity. So,
Yeah, I mean, I've actually been the recipient of a couple of these development projects, and I mean, that process, it's changed over time, but the process is pretty tight. You know, it's reimbursement, you're out getting, loans to cover your, to cover it until you get the grant
Yeah.
reimbursements and things, so I always feel comfortable on these. Things can go wrong, they have, but generally speaking, the state's all over it, catches it way early before we would run into any issues.
and we've had some that have changed some program regulations because of efficiencies in the project.
Any other questions on this? Is there a motion to approve the cooperation agreement for Historic Holdings?
Make a motion.
Motion's been made by Maurice. Is there a second? Second by Charles. Great. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, carries. Staff reports, Whole Homes.
So we're moving with home repairs grant. Dan was out receiving you did 2 appointments? Or 2 photo walkthroughs?
Yeah.
And I did one yesterday.
You're happy?
Very appreciative, yeah.
Awesome.
I have another one coming up, tomorrow. And the
You doing that
contract,
one, Deb?
I'm sorry,
You doing that one?
tomorrow. I did one yesterday. I'm doing one tomorrow. Yes.
They're filling in. Thank you guys so much. Until we hire someone,
We're gonna be done.
excuse me.
We're gonna be done by the time you get through that process.
I thought you said I could go to personnel because of my actual.
Yeah.
So we do have, there's 2 people that are qualified. I do going to be teaching Dan next week how to qualify for more homeowners. Because the contractors are asking for more. They're.
Whole homes program that kind of came out of COVID during that era. State money, federal money through the state to the counties to fix up individual homes. People can apply, they have to qualify.
Yeah, low income, so it's
Yeah.
through the state DCD. This was the COVID dollars dividing bucks. Governor Shapiro created this whole homes repair program. It's mainly for handicap assistance with the blighted residential properties, whether it be $50,000 max and to low income families in Dauphin County. So
We have two contractors right now?
Three.
Three contractors.
Open a
Actually,
program.
4, I'm sorry.
Deborah, we opened the program, we had, in 2 hours, we had to shut it down. We had 130 applications that were submitted. So we shut it down because we could only do 40 with the 50,000 of the dollars that we got from the state award to 20 million, which had a workforce development piece to it. $400,000 we allocated to South Central Workforce Investment Group. So they did a program that trained individuals with job set skills on different skill sets, carpentry, electric, plumbing, whatever it may be, they wanted to get trade they wanted to get into. And then the rest went to these whole home repair program for residents in Dauphin County. This Governor Shapiro wanted additional dollars from the legislators, asked for it 2 years in a row, didn't get it. So this will be the last year once we spend these dollars down, they might be spent. December 31st, 2026. And then we'll switch over to our home program, investment partnership, which is a federal program. And really the same program, just same income limits, just we can do a little bit more in the homes because the schools are ranged.
From the federal side.
Is there anything else?
Yeah, good programs.
We have some issues, but we always do with these type of programs. The nature of the logistics of the process with the contractors and everything. Sometimes you run into it's all.
Yes. And last meeting we requested, we had a staff member, they retired. There's a hiring freeze. So we requested, to be able to hire that person outside of the hiring freeze. It is paid for out of these funds. So, did we get any response from that letter? Are we?
Except the letter, yeah, everything's through. I think hopefully we'll be on next week's.
Okay, so we'll look that. Yeah, I mean, I know it's a process. Anytime in government hiring, you gotta go through a process, but it'll be 2026, end of 2026. You guys are doing double duty to make this work. So Dan, you'll be driving around.
Yeah, we'll get it.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to, Deb, do you know, so how many do we have? Said 40, how many have we done so far?
I have.
If you get, do we have 20?
But no, we're probably close to 30.
Yeah, I would guess,
So
yeah.
we have 10 left.
Yeah, we got about 10, 15.
Yeah,
10,
we're
13.
definitely on the downslope.
And these guys, the contractors, are getting a lot done. We get like 5, they knock them out. Come 2 months. We should be done by summer. I'm hoping by August, September.
Yeah.
That's the goal, We don't want to keep sitting around here in December talking about.
That's good. And then close out everything else. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't.
Trying to do windows in the winter.
Exactly.
Sorry, you gotta spend the money. We're taking all your windows out. All right. Any other questions on that? If not EPA, we have $500,000. We were awarded $500,000 EPA grant, which we can then utilize. We talked a bit about that earlier. That's our third. It's our third EPA, which really, if they're happy with it, it becomes a step and repeat. Get the money, spend the money, do it again, which is great. Phase 1s can lead to phase 2, cleanup money.
So yesterday, cut you off.
Yeah, go.
Yesterday, Tim Edwards from Sarah came in with his deputy director and
Hmm.
spoke about the different projects that HIA is doing out there, and they commended you guys, Redevelopment Authority Board, for helping out with the EPA dollars for the, what's the name of it? I keep forgetting the name of that place.
Crawford Station.
Crawford
You
Station.
know Crawford Station?
No.
It's that old coal-powered electric generator that's now gone, but it was at the end of the runway in Middletown,
Okay.
right on the creek, kind of before, I guess it's on the river, you know, where the creek and the river sort of come together there.
Okay.
And the airport authority owns it now, owns that whole area. And it's, I mean, I remember going back multiple decades. That was a state Superfund site. It's the Sarah's kind of in the final, trying to get it finally cleaned and back to some reuse, probably tied to the airport.
Yes, it's demolished. Tim said yesterday, site clear. We thank the Redevelopment Authority because Redevelopment Authority was like the conduit to get additional state dollars, ISRP. I forget what that acronym stands for.
Additional site reuse.
So they had dollars there, but they needed our dollars to match to make the project.
Okay.
So he was very appreciative of this. Which is a big project. It's a big, probably one of the biggest environmental projects we've done here in this. Yeah.
I feel like this is a little sleeper project. Like I'm not hearing much in Middletown really about it. I mean, the conversation sat there, loomed over the old little league baseball field forever, coal in the outfield, and literally, and you know, I don't know what did they tell you what they're going to do with it? I mean,
I think they're gonna make another private air hangar.
Okay.
I'm not mistaken. Something.
I mean, that's kind of close to, you know, they have all of the freight, you know, the air terminals in there that everybody's bringing in, you know, FedEx and UPS. I was wondering if they're going to add more there. There's a lot of jobs created in those. I get a lot of the students at Penn State, they moonlight over there. Great jobs, UPS and FedEx. A lot of them are working late hours, but they get, some of them get up to like $5,000 a semester in reimbursement just for college if they stay there. So yeah, they're and it's walking distance.
Yeah.
So that's a good spot.
So
I was hoping to see some
so-
expansion there too.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, expansion,
Yeah.
developing that area.
I'm sure I've seen it before. I just wasn't aware of what it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
As you
I,
fly in there, you'll see it. I used to see it.
so I did pull a balance this morning. We have $146,875 left to spend.
Okay.
I know George and Dan are going to a conference towards the end of the month.
Definitely.
Okay. So we just kind of need a final plan from, I know we had KU resources in
Right. We wanna switch.
to see
We
where it
wanna
is.
switch some program
Yeah.
dollars over to admin so we can spend those down.
Right.
The faster we spend the money, the quicker we can apply when the program opens. And then like Matt said, the feds are more amenable to grant dollars to entities that are gonna spend down fast. They don't want the money
Sitting
back.
there.
They want it
Right.
out, so.
Right now, we've kind of been in a most favored status with them. I think we've done well.
Yeah.
Credit to you guys. I mean, that money's gone out the door, good projects. And yeah, if we can keep tapping into that, because if we do get one also where it leads to then the really big ones, you know, big cleanup, it gives us a leg up with EPA to get, you know, sizable $1 million kind of awards into things. They love seeing that. It's, you know, tied through. So. All right. Anything else on EPA? Rep? Anything on rep?
You guys signing a resolution.
Yeah.
A month or two ago, I think.
Mhm.
So that's moving forward. We're just a financial pass-through entity. That is, water resource,
Come on, Matt.
That one I don't know.
water resource.
Environment.
Environmental something. It's like dealing with the MS4s and things of that nature. Municipalities are required by DEP to clean up their streams and creeks or whatever it may be. So
Yeah.
these dollars assist with like riparian buffers and other type of projects that are gonna, clean some of that debris up in water.
Anything else? Correspondence, miscellaneous, board comments? Not, is there a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
All right. Charles, is there a second?
Second?
All right.
Second, yeah.
All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All right, thanks, everyone. Thank you, Charles. Appreciate you staying on the phone.
You were there for the
All right, man.
conference, you were there.